Peace family. So I'm back with another one. Today what I want to do is I want to talk to my chosen ones about how we are not built the same. We are not built the same. Collectively, as a spiritual team, we are built differently than the other team. And as male and female, we are built differently. We are built differently. A lot of these things are like extremely difficult for people to understand for some reason. I have no idea why. Like I don't see like red cardinals, because I'm in Virginia. We got a lot of red cardinals out here. I don't see red cardinals out here beefing with the other little birds that's out here they size. I don't see them arguing with the other crows that are out here. You can name any other kind of bird. We don't see nature debating and fighting over a red jay or a red cardinal being prettier than a blue jay. You know what I mean? That's just something that we don't do. They understand they're built differently. We understand they're built differently. But for a lot of us, we have a hard time of understanding, like, just because you have a Honda and they have a Hyundai, does it mean that these cars are exactly the same, even though they are similar? One car may not get you to where you gotta go as fast, you know what I'm saying? One car may have a little bit more perks with it and may assist you in things that you didn't know you needed assisted in, you know what I'm saying? For some reason, people feel like they need cameras now. For me, when I'm reversing, I rather use my actual eyes. I can see better out these two eyes than through an actual camera. So that's them putting technology, the system putting technology in front of us, feeling like it's better than us. But to say that we built different, right? Because this is going to get broken down in two segments. We have us as a team, the righteous, the creator, God's children. We are built different, meaning that we have to go through a lot of tests, trials. We got to go through a lot of humiliation, implementations. You know, you have to face a lot of scrutiny in order to be able to stand with the creator. You know what I mean? You have to be able to have a strong rooting in order to be able to stand with the creator. You know what I mean? Trials are not my enemies of faith, but are my opportunities. I got it tatted on here. That's for me. I know it's too dark for y'all to see, but it was for me. You know, trials are not my enemies of faith, but are my opportunities. So for each trial and obstacle and test that we pass, that we go through, we're leveling up. So if you ever played any games, you never hang out on a certain level for too long. You're always trying to get to the next level. We can use Super Mario Brothers as a simple example. Mario starts on the left, he works his way to the right. It's usually a timer going that's clocking you on that level, and you have a certain amount of time to get the coins, to hit the tunnels, to get the mushrooms, to get everything you want to do to complete that level. Use that same analogy in real lifetime. You cannot hang out on the same level forever, because now you're just lingering. You're like a lingerer. You know what I mean? Like, you're not really making any more moves. You're not progressing. There's no more steps like that's taking you to level 2. You know what I'm saying? You're still on level 1. You didn't even jump from Mario, like how you get to the end, you jump on the little pole and slide down the little thing to get the flag and shit. You have to understand, like, spiritually, a lot of people are not built like us. And a lot of us that's in these spaces that we in, we don't look at ourselves as being extremely traumatized. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you feel as though an eagle will call themselves traumatized because when they get to a certain age, they have to find a mountain or a hard surface and they have to beat their bent beak in until it's straight again? Which most eagles, when they can get to that point to do that, it extends their life to about another probably 5 to 15 years. You know, they say 10, but it varies. I'm pretty sure it varies in between there. So 5 to 15 to 20. You know what I'm saying? Would you think that ego looking at itself as damaged? No. The ego is like, shit, I had to put myself through this trial and tribulation in order for me to continue to live to get to the next level. It's the same thing as working out. When you work out, it doesn't feel good. You're stretching, pulling, tearing muscles to rebuild muscles. That takes a process in itself, you know? Understanding that we have a different kind of strength and endurance. We have a different desire. We have different motives than most beings around us. Most beings around you, from your family members to your siblings to your friends, your spouses, they are not even nowhere near the levels that we are. That's why we were able to get the information that we have. I wouldn't have been exposed or given more information if I hadn't been through the process and the trials that I've been through. The harder your trials and tribulations, and the more you succeed and you prosper over, through, and around them, the more you get in the spiritual realm from God and the Creator. It's no different than the witchy team. When they have to do witchy stuff to us, they're getting rewarded. They are getting rewarded. They get small little rewards. Doesn't last long, but they get itty bitty small rewards. But when you think about it, right? When I process all the beings that I was around that is connected to the demonic team, that flourishes on their reward system, they all got some kind of health thing going with them. It's almost like they had to sacrifice a piece of their vessel. Hey, I'm willing to sit with I don't know, epilepsy. I'm willing to sit with cancer. I'm willing to sit with bulimia, or, all these weird names. It's really just a dis-ease of the body. It's almost like the opposition picks a certain portion on our spaceship, their spaceship, and was like, hey, I want to implement myself here. And when these beings have these things held onto them, it's almost like, what would I call it? It's like puppet strings, but it's not physical strings that you're seeing per se. So let's just use the epilepsy as one, and let's say you got diagnosed or something when you was like between 12 and 17 or something, and your life start going down a different trajectory from there. Most beings that I know that was around that space or in that space, they usually started veering more towards being either a complacent zombie robot, or they were extremely more demonic. So they have a system over there, but their system is to copy our system. Their system is to copy our system. So their rewards is more like McDonald's and microwaves. Our blessings is more so of a feast. Fruits and veggies and things that's grown. I'm not talking about a table full of animals. You know what I mean? We vary. We are very, very different. And the more you grow and live in this realm, the more you understand that they never processed or thought the same way that you did. Ever. And a lot of people want to use the open perspective, but right now we're in a day and age where we're not allowed to. You had to have been born in another time to use open perspective. Especially if you are one of these beings who just believe in floating on clouds and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Creator didn't set it up for us to go float on the clouds. So get your ass off the clouds. Part 2 of the concept of we're built different. Men and women are different. We are extremely different. But a lot of beings feel as though because, oh, I got 2 legs, I can run. Oh, you got 2 legs, you can run. They feel like we have the same attributes, the same means. For you to feel that way, that means that you have to feel that the Creator has messed up somewhere. No. Do you not see how, I don't even like using the word perfect, but do you not see how perfect this universe is built without us spoiling it? When you remove what man has done, look at how beautiful life is. That's why we travel out to far out places and we do certain things. You know what I mean? Like, even from where I'm at right now, let me see if I can turn this without messing it up too much. It's still, we got the school right there, but in a light fade, you can still see the mountains off in the background. You can still see the process. So understanding that men and women are different, like, I have yet met one female who has given her box away to multiple people, I mean lots of multiple peoples, and have been able to find or have a man be able to take them serious in a full-out relationship where the male leads and the female follows. You know what I mean? There is a huge difference and disconnect in that space. And for me, it took just getting more knowledge along with my own experiences. When you're younger, you got women who just give their box away for free, knowing that men value that. They just give it away for free and say, here you go, I'm gonna give it to this Tyrone, I'm gonna give it to this Brian, I'm gonna give it to this Bernard, I'm gonna give it to this David, I'm gonna give it to this Chad, all because you want to. That's the problem we having with the food. So if you think about it, most Western women are overweight and the box is overly used. For some of us, we have children, we have little people in the process, right? So a little person is something that is very visible, tangible, and you can see it, and you know that you cannot take it back. It is what it is. But a lot of these other women are damaging themselves, and because they don't have a physical child to show for it, they feel as though it's not an impact or that it's not the same. That is where you are wrong. That is where you are wrong. That is where you are wrong. And that's where we have this huge disconnect. So you got to think about it. Women are the gatekeepers of sex. Men are the gatekeepers of relationships. And once you start understanding these things, and I know for me, when I was younger, I understood this, because it's like, even if I wanted sex, I couldn't just go around raping women and taking pussy. Like, that's something that I don't do. We're not supposed to do that. I don't give a damn how strong and much of a big of a bully you are. And even if the system shut down, we still wouldn't be in that space of saying, hey, yeah, I'm gonna come take that so I can reproduce. Most righteous beings is you either gonna get with our program or you're gonna get lost. Simple process. It's more women than men out here. But what I was saying with this point was, right, you have a lot of women who give it away for free. You got a lot of women who give it away for free, and they feel as though they are better than the women who are putting a price on the same thing they're giving away for free. That doesn't make any sense. So McDonald's, if you went to McDonald's, right, whether you went inside or drive-through, and McDonald's gave you some free food, they always gave you free food when you came by, but then when the other people came by, they charged them. Do you realize that they are still having to use product? Whether the person is paying for it or the person is getting it for free, McDonald's is still going down on product. The product is still going down. So a lot of us are in a space and day and age where some of us is just no hope. Some of the people out here is no hope. You know, it's hard for a female growing into a woman to learn her man and her person when she has multiple examples of other men. Men are territorial. So it's weird when women use that insecurity word, because you could tell that it's a trajectory and it's something that doesn't make sense when they use it. So it's like, I done been with women who was giving it away for free, and people who was selling, and people who wasn't even in the field of that shit at all, period. You know, and I still understood like things on a much deeper level even before I had the full knowledge and understanding. Now, the tricky part with a lot of that shit is we have a lot of us males that wasn't taught to be men. But the thing is with men and males is it never changes for us. We still have to protect and provide, you know. And then once we get to a certain age, we realize that in Western society, providing for us secondary. Most of the ones who have been moving more righteously tends to find their spiritual base and connection first. Then they start filling in the gaps with the finances. But we got a lot of men that's in their feminine energy, and that's really too emotional. And what I mean too emotional, because we are energy and motion, meaning we're too expressive to certain beings that are around us. We want to be in a space to where we are in our full divine masculinity, you know, and you cannot get there if you are not on your purpose, and if you're allowing other beings around you who are plants, you know, just like I want to say like informants for the spiritual realm, for the demonic team, you know, because they always working against us. So understanding these things, it's like for some of us adults, we already create the space. For us who already had children, you already got your seed, it's already here. For the women who was being promiscuous their entire life and then now want to chill out, you may not even be able to have children. And that's just off the simple fact that you wasn't taking in accountability what you were doing when you were younger. See, you feel, and a lot of women feel as though because they have no children, they don't have to take accountability for them eating McDonald's every day, all day. And I just use McDonald's as an example because we've seen how trash McDonald's is, and we see what it does to a certain person when you spend a lot of time eating foods like McDonald's. So a lot of beings who are like a little bit younger than me, my age or older, they are starting to realize, hey, you got to pay for running around like you're a man. When I have women who bulk up to me or females who bulk up to me, I tell them, you have to put your nuts away. I have my nuts on the outside because God made me this way. You have your ovaries on the inside because God made you that way. So when you're communicating with me, keep your ovaries in the inside. I don't want your ovaries on the outside looking like mine, because then I'm weirded out. And now that is when the TS comes into mine. So now I have to give you this full masculine energy, or I have to remove myself because this is like a whole weird process in itself. Women are supposed to be leading, lending, and leaning on their man. But we got most females, and I keep saying women, most females are leaning on the system, meaning you're leaning on your job. You're not leaning on a male to do certain things. And then most women say, I don't need a man. Cool, if you don't need a man, don't no nigga want you. Men want to be wanted. So if you're saying, oh, I don't need you, cool, you're gonna be over in that space being promiscuous with multiple men forever, and most of the time it's gonna be witchy men, so it's gonna be really bad for you. It's gonna get really disgusting. That's why I be so lost, and I'm so adamant on being here for my mini and making sure that she got the tools and the things she needed, because I may not always be here. And if I'm not here to give her these tools, this guidance, and to help lead her, then it's a lot of witchy women along with her mom that's gonna lead her down a bad road. making her think, oh, because you can go into the store and buy Snickers every day, you should. Just because you can don't mean you should. It goes to show how much self-discipline you have. Most women have zero, I don't want to say zero, very, very fucking low self-discipline. Very low. Very, very low. It's little girls that I be seeing hang around my daughter, and they already constantly doing kissy lips, dancing with the, just doing provocative dances. The moms is buying them like bodysuits. Like, why the fuck is this a 6, 7, 8, 9-year-old in a bodysuit? Why do you have a bodysuit on? Why is everything so fitted and clung to you? Why are you not teaching these children, these little girls, that, okay, you're being exploited right now. Your parents are exploiting you. When I see little girls dressed like that all weird, I know they didn't buy the clothes, the mama bought them. You're extorting your daughter. That's what you're doing. Most women are extorting their daughters. You know, they're putting their daughters on the market before they even know that their daughters, before the daughter's even aware that they're on the market. So once they hit the market, they've already been in the market. Your mom already been programming you to start whoring yourself out there and start traumatizing yourself. How do you grow to learn somebody and you got multiple men flying through here? You got too many experiences to compare to. People talking about something, oh, I gotta figure out what I like. No, you don't. That don't even make sense. I would never tell my daughter, go out here and fuck 50 niggas to figure out what you like. That's some weird shit. And when I hear women say that, y'all are extremely demonic. It is extremely demonic. Like, and then women who have that thought process, I'm so glad that you guys are getting older and you're about to get the fuck off of this realm. I just hope that it's enough of me and other beings fighting this shit that y'all not passing that shit on to the next generation. Because that shit is weird. That shit is weird. Every woman that I know, whether she was giving the pussy away for free or selling the pussy, that's at this age now or older, do not have a solid relationship with one man. Most of them have at least 2 to 3 men that they have around to fill in these damn voids. As they say, oh, I don't need a man, I don't need a boyfriend, I don't need a relationship. You don't need a boyfriend or any of these things. You need a leader. You don't need to be dating, you need a leader. Stop all this dating shit. Dating sounds temporary. Why are you looking at your life as like some kind of temporary experiment? Dating and cheating should be 2 words that you aren't using. I said that when I was in high school. I'm not cheating on you because I don't play games with my life. It's not cheating because I am not playing a game with my life. People cheat when you play a game. That's what it's called, cheating, when you're playing a game. So that's what I mean by, like, we differ for so much on so many different levels, where it gets hard for people to even comprehend and understand the different levels and lengths that this thing go to. Most women that's been super promiscuous with a lot of partners, it's usually cool with being in their masculine energy. So most real men is never gonna be in their space or in their vicinity. Most real men. You will have men, because it is a lot of betas out here that's just willing to do whatever, which is cool, you know what I'm saying? They need love too, but just know that you will never get anything of any high quality stature, and no man would be looking at you like, yeah, I wanna put a baby in there. The thing is with the promiscuity and with having a lot of men, before we had this technology to do DNA testing, we didn't know. You know what I mean? It was based off of this man being with this woman, and you had to trust that this woman wasn't whoring around and that the baby was yours. There hasn't always been DNA testing. And I don't believe in the systems controlling your birth. It's not birth control, it's the system controlling your birth. Flip the words, not birth control, controlling your birth. The best way for birth control to exist is women to take accountability. Y'all control sex. Women control sex, men control relationships. It's a very simple process. But most women think because they got a bunch of men that they can hit up or that will reach out to them, they make it seem like that's of some value or some stature. Just because this man can provide, he ain't no protector. So if somebody break in the house, he got a lot of money, but he's depending on you or the police to do the protection. You know what I mean? It's a very weird process out here. Then you got a lot of men who are just way too feminine to really even be in a leading position. They're more concerned with looks, you know, and it's like, me as a male, like, why the fuck am I so concerned with my looks? Like, I'm supposed to make sure that I'm clean and I'm appropriate. As far as getting drawn on beards and all this other extensions and all that shit is weird. You know, I've seen some dudes getting surgery. You know, they call them BBLs. I don't give a fuck what nickname you put in front of it. You know, shit is weird. Shit is weird. It's a lot of femininity out here, a lot of it in the men. So then they crying as if they don't know how to operate, because they're trying to figure out. Some of them are just witchy, and that's where the fuck they gonna be at. And some of us have been just taught certain attributes, and we didn't have other beings around to show us how to be more masculine. You know what I mean? But this is a deep subject, and I probably have to do a live stream on this soon, because I feel like it's gonna make me continue to keep going to try to break down all my points in there, you know what I mean? But if y'all want another part 2 or a live stream on this, just let me know, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't wanna run it up too long. Tapping everything down below. Peace and love to the kings and queens.